Hello again, everybody. Welcome to the third video in our linear function series. Today we're going to look at slope-intercept form of a linear function. Let's begin with some basics. First of all, linear functions can be expressed in different forms. Now, form is kind of a strange word for students sometimes. All a form is a well-known or accepted arrangement. Slope-intercept form is this here, y equals mx plus b. The m and the b are characteristics of the line though. The m is the slope and the b is the y-intercept. So the way this could look, it could be something like y equals negative 3x plus 2, y equals 2/3 x minus 4. So those are slope-intercept forms. If you rearrange the arrangement, it would not be in slope-intercept form anyway, but you might luck out and put it into a different form. We're going to look at two other forms after this lesson as well. So let's practice putting things into slope-intercept form. In a line has a slope of 5 and a y-intercept of negative 1. So we need to highlight our slope and y-intercept. Our slope is 5, our y-intercept is negative 1. And then we simply plug it into our arrangement here. Y equals mx plus b, so y equals 5x plus a negative 1, we'd have our sign change, y equals 5x minus 1. Feel free to do that in one step next time, but there is your sign change as well. And there we go. That's it. That is presenting or expressing a linear function in slope-intercept form. Let's look at b. Again, we know this is slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. To complete it, we got to determine what the m and b values are. Slope is 4/7. Y-intercept is 2. So y equals 4/7x plus 2. So you're allowed to have the x and the y as variables still. X and y can stay, but we replace the m and the b. Look at another example. Determine the equation of a given line. So in this one, I can see I have a line, and I want to express its equation. We're going to express it in slope-intercept form. So same idea. I know slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. I know that I need to replace the m and the b in order to complete the slope-intercept form. So I'll do that. If I look at the line, I can find the slope of any line. So I can just do that right now. I'm going to highlight 2 points. So any 2 points will work. Here are the 2 points I'm using. Rise over run. So it's going up 1, 2, 3. And it's running 1. So 3/1, or simply 3 is my slope. Draw a line there to separate it. B is your y-intercept, so you got to see where it crosses the y-intercept, and where the graph line crosses the y-axis, and you can see it's right there. The value there is negative 1, so that's my b value. Once I have that, y equals 3x minus 1. So if you have a picture of the line, it's quite easy to determine or express the equation in slope-intercept form. You can highlight the points and find the slope from the points, and then you can just look to see where this graph line crosses the y-axis. Second one, same idea. There's a graph line. Let's express it in slope-intercept form. So y equals mx plus b. I need to replace the m and the b. And I'm sorry, I can see here that my graph didn't copy in very nicely. You can see I'm missing some of the vertical and horizontal lines in that second quadrant. Shouldn't really matter though. I want to find the slope, so I'll use these 2 points. Looks like I'm going up 1, 2. And my run, see I don't have these vertical lines, a little bit tougher, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go, that's my slope. Y-intercept, where does it cross? Well, it crosses right here as well. That's my y-intercept. That value is positive 2. So then I just go and replace the m and the b. So 2/5x plus 2. All right, so when you have the line, it's pretty easy to do. In the third example, I want to look at using the slope and the y-intercept to graph the line. So previously we had a line and we created the equation. Now I have the equation, I want to create the line, so it's just really the reverse of it. How we do this? Pretty distinct steps. First thing you're going to do is remember that slope is the direction between points. So slope by itself is kind of meaningless, like you need a point to start from. So we want to put a point down. First of all, the point is always your y-intercept. So the first thing we're going to do is plot your y-intercept. So plot B. I guess I should highlight what my m and my b are. My m, my slope, is -3/4, and my y-intercept is -2. So the first thing I'm going to do is plot that y-intercept right there. Second thing I'm going to do is use slope to locate your second point. Now, why do I need a second point? Because you need at least 2 points to draw a line. So once we find a second point, then we can draw a line. So my slope is -3/4. We need to associate that negatives with one of the numbers. I suggest always using the y value, the up top. So that's going to tell me to go down 3, 1, 2, 3, and then over 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I'll draw this line real quick. Again, I don't have my ruler with me, unfortunately, or it doesn't work very well on this tablet. I do have it with me. It doesn't work very well. So that's fairly straight. Now, if you would have said 3 over -4, you would have associated the negative with the bottom number. That is absolutely fine. We can look at that as well. Well, that would have told me simply to go up by 3, 1, 2, 3, at the start, and then go back 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can see my line is quite off. This is where the other one should have been. So if I would have drawn it straighter, it would have actually, maybe I'll use red this time again. It would have actually came through here, and this one, and this one. So it wouldn't matter if you associate that negative to the top or bottom, you'll get the right answer. Look at B. Again, let's highlight what our M and our B are. The slope is 2. The y-intercept is also 2. Your first step, highlight your y-intercept. Second step, use the slope. So it's 2, but I should use it as 2 over 1 because I want the rise over run idea. It's telling me to go up 2 and over 1. So there's my other point. And then I draw my line between the points. So putting a line, graphing or sketching from, or being given, I'm sorry, I can't talk all of a sudden. Let's try that again. Sketching when given your line and slope-intercept form is quite easy. Final example. Let's look to see how we can use an equation to solve a problem. So to join a local gym, Kareem pays a startup fee of $99 plus a monthly fee of $29. So one thing we should likely cover is just how the linear functions and these problems will go together. And I shouldn't even say, well, it is linear function, but the slope-intercept form in this goes together. So we know this here is our b, the y-intercept. That is always the number that you're kind of beginning at. You can see in our graph, we start off at that value. That'd be when x is 0, we still have our y-intercept there. And then the m occurs within the problem. It's like how much it's changing. What's that constant change that's going on? Okay, so with those ideas, let's now bring it into this problem. A, we want to look for what kind of change seems to be constant throughout the problem, and then what's maybe something that we're starting with. Well, it says there's a startup fee of $99 plus a monthly fee of $29. So you'd start up by having to pay $99. So this would be like our 99 would be right here. And then as time goes on, you're going to be paying an additional $29 every month. So our rate of change would be $29 per month. Remember, slope, rate of change, same idea. So now that I have that, I wrote y. I don't need to have y. It says to use c for dollars and n for months. So the total cost will be c is equal to $29 per month, n is months in this problem, plus your $99 startup fee. So this equation would give us the line in the graph. Remember, if we have a graph and a graph line, we can kind of answer anything. Same with this equation. And equations are even better because we can get all the decimals and fraction values without having to adjust our graph. So now that we have that equation, we should be able to answer anything that this question may throw at us. So that's A. Let's look at B. Suppose Kareem went to the gym for 23 months. What's the total cost? Okay, so we know he's going for 23 months, so we know the n value. The n is 23. So I'll simply plug that into my equation. So I'm writing my equation out once. It's saying what was the total cost. That's what C represents. So C equals 29 times 23 plus 99. C is then going to equal 667 plus 99 So then the cost is going to be equal to $766. Again, so once we have the equation, we can find anything we need to find. Let's write this out again. I just need a bit more room. So I've got A and B done. Remember our equation was C equals 29N plus 99. I need that because that's how I'm going to answer my future questions. C says, suppose the total cost was $505. How many months did Kareem use the gym? Yes, we know the cost was $505. So then I'll take my equation, and you're likely already guessing the right thing to do here. I'm going to replace the C with the 505. That leaves me with N. N represents the number of months, and that's what I want to solve for. I want to know how many months he must have been a member for. So 505 equals 29N plus 99. So now this is just a basic equation to solve. I want to move that constant value. So move what's not attached to the variable first, subtract 99. So I have 406 equals 29N. Then I divide by whatever's in front of the N. That's 29. So then I get 14, which is 14 months. Okay. D. Could the total cost be exactly $600? Justify your answer. Well, I'm not really sure, so why don't we just kind of plug it in and see what we get for an answer and see if that gives us any tips? Because initially it's like, well, why can't you spend $600? So let's kind of investigate that. Seems like it should be okay to do. Okay, so C equals 29N plus 99. This is now 600 equals 29N plus 99. Subtract 99, subtract 99. 501 equals 29N. Divide by 29. Divide by 29. N equals 501 divided by 29. 17.23. All right, so my answer is 17.23 months. So let's think about that for a second. Now, if you're just solving an equation, that would be fine, 17.23. But in the real world, in a gym, you have to pay for the month. So as soon as it's 17.23, actually you're just going to pay for 18 months. And then if it's 18, let's just check this. 18 times my $29, so that's what it is per month. That equals $522. And you might be thinking, well, that's below 600, but remember, we still had to add our $99 fee. So once I add 99 to that, I get 621, and you can see I'm above it. So you can't actually pay for 17.23 months. You pay for 17 months or 18 months. And either way you slice it, you'll never pay exactly $600. Either you're going to pay a little bit below it or you're going to pay above it. All right, so that's everything I've got for this lesson. If it made sense, that's great. If it didn't, go talk to your teacher or come find me. Have a great night, everyone.